Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. My dear brothers and sisters, I would like to talk to you today about a topic that is very dear to my heart, is about women education. And I just want to tell you that myself, I have 5 daughters. And this topic, for me, it is a personal topic. But today that we have seen around the world, there's an issue of women education that have not been addressed fully. I know there's a lot of progress being made in many Muslim countries. And in some areas, it's not an issue at all. In some areas, the issue is religious perspective on women education or cultural. In certain areas, the issue is resources. Therefore, if there's a resources to educate men or women, people allocating the resources to educating men and neglecting women. That is an issue. The third issue is that the religious education versus secular education. In certain areas, people emphasize in teaching women Quran, memorization, but they don't give them any other skills to survive in the society. And they think that that's enough, that's all the women need. While they give men other opportunity for what's so-called secular education in studying math or sciences or languages. Let me address those 3 issues in the same order. Number 1 is the religious perspective that women, they don't need to be educated. In certain areas, women don't know even basic things about Islam itself. And that creates a lot of problem on those areas. And in certain areas, people preventing women from going to school because they using religious argument, and girls being kidnapped from schools because people think that they should not have a secular education. Now, Prophet Muhammad said, طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمة. Seeking knowledge is an obligation on all Muslim, male and females. Knowledge in the broader sense, that beneficial to humanity, is Islamic. It's Islamic knowledge. There's no Islamic math and non-Islamic math. There's no Islamic physics and non-Islamic physics. A Muslim is a person that read the divine revelation and read the science of God in the universe at the same time. We call it the connection of the 2 reading of the Quran and the universe. And that's why the Muslims around the world learned that early Muslims, they were scientists and jurists and theologians at the same time. Like Imam al-Razi, for example. Imam al-Shafi'i studied medicine. Therefore, having person to try to separate that hadith, to say it meant only religious education and religious education only for women, that is wrong. The second point I would like to make, that through the history of Islam, we come to know that there were female scholars who were the teachers of famous Muslim scholars. Like Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha herself. She was a great muhaddith, the person who narrated hadith, and Amra bint Zurara, that she taught, like impacted someone like Imam Ibn Shihab al-Zuhri, who taught Imam Malik taught Imam Shafi'i, Imam Shafi'i taught Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal. And there's women at the time of scholars like Rabi al-Adawiyya challenging a scholar like Sufyan al-Thawri. And you have to be aware of this great scholarship of someone like Rabi'a challenging Imam Sufyan. Now, it is very important for me and you to know that this approach of excluding women from education have impacted the Muslim community around the world in the communities that they don't allow that greatly, because it created a lack of economics imbalance and make women vulnerable. As the members of the society, they don't have enough equipment, not being equipped or being prepared, especially in the time of difficulty. In the issue of teaching them the Quran only, that you have to remember the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ himself was hired and worked for his wife Khadija radiallahu anha before she became his wife. And she was the most successful businesswoman in Mecca. That means she knows the marketplace, she knows how to invest, and she made money. A matter of fact, Umar radiallahu anhu hired a woman named Shaffa to be in charge of the market at his time. We have to remember also that the women that they were practicing medicine during the Prophet Muhammad time, that acting as nurses, Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, Salama, they were there helping the Muslims during a difficult time, healing the wound, attend to people who are sick. From the Islamic perspective, that we have to be equal in our approach of education. Because if you have two children, male and female, if you give more resources to your male child, you have committed injustice that the Prophet Muhammad said he would never accept when a man came to him and he wanted to give a gift to one of his children. And the Prophet ﷺ, peace be upon him, asked him, have you given all your children the same thing? He said, no. He said, I will not be a witness for unjust deal. Be careful and be fair and just with your children. And therefore, when we have the entire society divide itself to male and female and give access only to male for education and deprive female, that society have committed injustice. The other things I want to say, that a woman who's educated is more likely to take care of her children and her health, more likely to become more productive in society. Women who are educated live longer than others, and they become more aware of their rights, therefore they were less abused than women who are educated, although abuse happened to women also are educated, but I'm talking about protecting themselves in violence against women in general, to be able to survive because they can get a job, they can seek other alternative and so forth. Women who have no choices, she is confined into that relationship or to confine into this violence environment. Therefore, I would like all of us to remember that if we want to have healthy children, that vaccinated, being taken care of, women be aware of the maternal health and the health of their children, education, education, education. Because you cannot share information or create advocacy in community and society does not read or does not understand what you're talking about. Therefore, the key for a healthy society and healthy community is education. Therefore, I would like you to join me in IIPC, International Interfaith Peace Corps, in this campaign of spreading education across the globe, especially in Muslim communities, and removing the obstacles of that preventing women from having access to education. We want every woman to have equal opportunity and access to education. Assalamu alaikum.